The kids were inside the house the whole entire time? This is insane. Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. I am Madalina, and today we're going to be reacting to Cop realizes psycho couple's basement is filled with bodies. I'm telling you, when I saw the title of this video, I clicked on it right away, but I didn't watch it, just the first 5 seconds, if anything. And we have to watch this because I feel like there's something that all of these killers kind of have in common. Without talking too much, make sure you subscribe and like and share this video, and let's get right into it.
Sheriff's office!
Sheriff's office!
We're making it through. Yep.
I smell it.
Come here, say something.
Yeah.
But if you guys push past them.
See, this is exactly what I mean. This is what I saw, and I was immediately like, why is it that every single killer or psychopath has such a filthy home? Their homes are always so filthy. It's disgusting. How do they live?
Blood.
Officers have just arrived at Casey Bach's apartment, looking for answers in a missing person case. But what's inside is far worse than anyone expected. And somehow, the person living there has no idea what's been hidden inside her own home this entire time.
How do you live in a home and don't know what's hidden in it? Like, I know every single corner and every single inch of my apartment inside and out. So I don't know how you can live in a place and not know what's happening in there.
You're the primary person involved in this.
Do I look like I'm a criminal? What the hell is that?
You tell me. It's under your house.
And you found a dead body on my floor?
On April 1st, 2023, a call is made to the Aurora Police Department by the mother of 35-year-old Carl Beeman Jr., also known as KJ, reporting concerns about her missing son. And before the call ends, she is about to tell police something they were not expecting.
I created a missing persons page on Facebook for him, and today a woman posted on there.
And she said, I'm so sorry to tell you this, that KJ was killed, and sorry.
This breaks my heart so bad to hear a mother crying, especially when you have a missing kid, no matter how old they are, and you make a page and you have that hope that you're going to find them, and then someone gives you that call that the person you love is no longer with us. It just breaks my heart. It's just so sad, man.
2 days later, a detective contacts Kyla Duberstein again to follow up on the information she provided and gather more details about Carl's disappearance.
So I'm calling to follow up with the report that...
He also really looks like such a nice guy. He looks like the type of guy that you'd go to the bar with. He's cracking jokes. He's fun to be around. He gives off that energy that he's a fun person to be around. And I don't know, I'm just judging by appearance. I feel like he's a kind man. And it's so sad because it's always the kind people who have bad things happen to them.
Department.
Yes.
I guess it would have been
Saturday.
To start with, if you don't mind, if we could just kind of start from when Carl kind of came out here and you know, what was going on, what led up to him disappearing and all that.
He moved back to Denver in May of 2021, and he was just living with friends, kind of bouncing around, living in his car. And then...
So, and I'm sorry to interrupt you. When you say last year, you hadn't heard from him for a long time. What do you think the time frame was on that?
Let's see. Before that Mother's Day, probably 2 weeks.
Okay, so 2 weeks prior to Mother's Day of 2022?
Yeah.
Also, imagine being a dispatcher or a detective and having to always listen to these people talk to you and hearing the pain in their voices. I don't think that's a job that I could do. So respect for those people, because they must be really strong to listen to all that hurt that other people go through when someone goes missing and they have to deal with these type of cases.
You hadn't heard from him. Would that have been unusual?
It was unusual.
Kyla explains that she had continued trying to reach Carl, repeatedly calling his phone, but every attempt went straight to voicemail. She also tells them that back in July 2022, she had contacted another police department in the Denver area and filed a missing persons report after she was unable to get any answers about Carl's whereabouts.
So, then what?
So then I kind of waited, and then I had a friend who from high school who her husband is a private detective or private investigator. So I hired him, and he did some looking around, and he's the one that found out that Carl had the warrant for his arrest.
The warrant she mentions dates back to May 2022, when Carl and another man were caught in nearby Thornton, Colorado, attempting to steal catalytic converters.
When I talked
Okay, I was not expecting that. I thought he's a kind person. I mean, I wasn't expecting him to be the type of person to steal stuff.
to the detective about it, he said that, you know, they picked KJ up and he took him to the police department and questioned him. But at that time, they didn't have proof, and so he had to let him go. And then I guess a day or so later, they got a video that showed him doing it.
Okay.
And it was at a park and ride in North Thornton somewhere. And so, I don't know. Then I had some of his friends are telling me, because he does have military training, and that they said, you know, if KJ wanted to go off the grid and hide, you know, he would be able to do that. And so I kind of thought maybe that's what he was doing because he had the warrant. And maybe that's why maybe he was hiding from it.
For months, Kyla believed her son was hiding and would eventually come back. She never expected that the answer she was looking for would come from a stranger on Facebook. The Facebook page Kyla had created for her missing son had been up for months when a message finally arrived from a user named Sierra.
And she said, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but KJ was killed. And
Now the question is, how does she know that? And how much you want to bet that she just pretended not to know what's in her basement? Because I'm telling you, you can't live in a place and not know what's going on in there. And also, how does she know him? This is the question that I want answers to. Where have they met each other? How do they know each other?
sorry. And so, you know, it freaked out. And so I said, how do you know this? Can you tell me more about it? And so then she sent me a long message later in the day saying what her name was.
Sierra told Kyla that a friend of hers named Casey Bach had recently confessed something shocking, that her boyfriend had killed a person named Carl. After continuing her conversation with Sierra, Kyla reached back out to the police department she had contacted in July 2022, only to discover that Carl had never officially been entered as a missing person.
Okay. Did they give you a reason why?
She didn't know.
Okay.
She just apologized and said she didn't know what.
I also really hate when you call to the police and file a missing person report and they just don't record it. Or like anytime you report something to the police and they just ignore it. Like, why? It's your job to do that. Maybe if they didn't ignore it earlier, he would have either gotten saved or it wouldn't have come to this point. Or maybe it was already too late, but at least they would have discovered him sooner.
Would you be able to copy those messages she sent to you?
Yes, I'll email that to you right now.
Okay, and I will keep you posted, all right?
Okay.
Later that day, detectives speak with Sierra to verify her claims, and she stands by everything she told Kyla. She explains that her friend Casey Bach had once confided in her while intoxicated, describing how her boyfriend had killed Carl and how she helped clean it up. At the time, Sierra didn't believe her.
If my friend told me that her boyfriend killed someone, I would go to the police immediately. I wouldn't go help. What would you do? I don't know, maybe it's a moral thing. If you really love your friend, maybe you would help them. But I would go straight to the police because you don't know what other things they would be able to do. I don't know. Maybe I'm dramatic, maybe I'm a bad friend, I don't know.
But after searching Carl's name online and finding his missing person page, she realized the story might be real and decided to contact Kyla. But it's the moment she reveals the name of Casey's boyfriend that immediately rings a bell. The man Sierra refers to is Haskell Leroy Crawford, the same man who had previously been arrested alongside Carl in 2022 for stealing.
Oh, so they were friends? I mean, friends. I don't know. I wouldn't go and try and steal a car with someone that I don't know. So they were friends, okay.
Catalytic converters. But in September 2022, months after Carl disappeared, Leroy was arrested again and jailed in Jefferson County on an unrelated attempted homicide charge.
I mean, if he's already had an attempted homicide, I think those people should also be in prison and not let out again, because you just don't know what's the next thing that they are going to do.
With Leroy already...
That happens so often that people just get off with some stuff and you know that they're bad for society, but police still lets them out, and then they end up either murdering someone, doing terrible, terrible things to other people, and then it's like, oh, we should have kept him in sooner. But then it's already too late.
Already behind bars, detectives shift their focus to Casey. On April 4th, 2023, they obtain a warrant and head to her apartment to arrest her.
Take your hand out of there, please. You have a warrant for your arrest, okay? I'll explain it to you here in just a second. I'm gonna take your backpack off.
Grab your stuff. Okay.
Grab your stuff here. Is it Casey or is it Cassie? Okay, Casey. So we also have a search warrant for the apartment. Yeah, I understand you have 2 dogs in there. Are they friendly?
No.
Okay. What are their names?
They're hooking her up.
Gigi and Pluto.
Okay. So let me just get you situated here and then we'll explain more what's going on.
A team of detectives immediately takes Casey to the Aurora PD station for questioning, while another unit stays at the apartment.
Come on here. We got the dog.
After safely securing her dogs, detectives move toward the apartment door, unaware that what they are about to walk into will confirm their worst suspicions.
Okay, and now it's the footage that it was in the beginning. I wonder.
Yep.
See, exactly what I'm telling you. It's either very filthy, the walls are very full of stuff. And okay, I used to have my walls full of tapestries and pictures and stuff, but I was not a killer. That doesn't automatically make you a killer. They always seem to be either hoarders or just like gather a lot of things and keep their homes really, really filled with stuff. Mostly dirty clothes and stuff like that.
Yeah. Please off the hill.
If you guys push past and then we'll have someone clear the closet.
During the search, detectives locate a locked hatch hidden inside a closet. Beneath it is a crawl space where a strong odor is coming from a large mound of...
Yeah, that's exactly what I just wanted to say. It has to smell terrible. And not only because of the dirty clothes in there, but because of the body as well. And she cannot tell me that she's been living in there with that smell and not know what's in her home.
Poured concrete. But at this point, no one inside that apartment truly understands what they're looking at. As investigators move closer, they begin noticing small...
I mean, I think it's pretty clear what we're looking at here. Is it?
Small cracks and openings in the concrete. And the moment they peer through the openings, the smell suddenly starts to make sense. There are human remains buried inside the concrete.
Oh my god, another job that I would hate having is going to crime scenes and having to smell all that bodily fluid smells and seeing corpses. I don't think I will be able to sleep at night ever again.
And based on the information Casey had allegedly shared with Sierra, detectives immediately fear the remains belong to Carl. What started as a missing person investigation has now turned into a homicide scene. Investigators then begin recovering the remains from the concrete while friends...
Oh my god, another tapestry as well. My whole room was filled with tapestry. Oh my god, even the moon phase tapestry, I also had one like that.
Teams
Oh my goodness.
process every inch of Casey's
how did she live like that? How do people live like that? I would be so overstimulated if I would have to walk like that and not have an empty space on the floor to walk on because it's filled with a lot of junk.
His apartment as a crime scene. And while all of that is unfolding inside the apartment, Casey sits in an
I just saw a picture with a kid. Please tell me she doesn't have a kid or any kids have to live in those conditions because that's even worse.
Interview room at the police station, seemingly unaware the detectives have already uncovered far more than she thinks.
Now, what I can tell you is we did make it into the crawl space, and we found more or less what we thought we would find.
Okay, and watch her now act confused as she did in the beginning. Even though we know, she knows. To be honest, I also think that she did it. I know, I might not really be paying attention to the video too much because it's 3 a.m. and everything feels kind of unreal to me because I'm so tired. So, yeah, let's keep going.
A little upset with some of the things we were saying. But we would like to come back and speak to you and just not be confrontational, nothing like that. We just want to talk.
Also, sorry, what's with the hair? I don't know if you watched the Netflix documentary on that girl who crashed the car into the wall with her boyfriend and her friend in there, but she also had such a weird bun. What's with this hair? What's with the hair?
To you, okay? But as I mentioned, our other detectives were over there, and they did go into the crawl space we were talking about,
And you found a dead body on my floor?
well, that's
Oh my god, not the acting confused. She's not even that good at it, to be honest. She's not good at it at all.
that appears to be what we found.
Okay. How much?
Well, that's kind of up to you. That's why we're coming here to talk to you. And we're kind of to that point where obviously we're going to have an ongoing investigation, right?
As detectives question her, they continue to push for answers, but it becomes clear that getting her to talk will not be easy.
Now is your
You can see she's fidgeting a lot, she's very nervous, and she's kind of shutting down.
time
I don't.
to say your piece.
My piece?
To try to give us, because you're not going to have. It would be unlikely that you're going to have another opportunity to give us your side of the story.
I don't even know anything about this.
Okay.
How
Of course she doesn't. She's so innocent.
would I have to
How do you not know? How? It stinks in your home. It reeks of dead body.
say my piece with what?
Trying to pressure her, detectives tell her that a witness has already come forward and told police everything, including that Carl was murdered and buried in her crawl space. But what matters now is what she says next.
And Casey, here's the deal. We're trying to be very respectful to you because we don't think that you're the primary person involved in this. We don't. That's why we're being for lack.
Oh, now they said something. Watch her try to give the blame to someone else. Because this is kind of the thing that they always do. If the police kind of says something that could be to their advantage a little bit, even though they're just doing it to see what she's gonna say to it, they're always so dumb and they kind of play into it and they try and take it to their advantage and shift the blame on the other person.
Lack of a better term, we're being soft. Okay? Because we don't think that you. Better term, we're being soft. Okay? Because we don't think that you are the person who created this whole mess. Okay? But we do think you know about it. And we do think that maybe you were somehow involved in getting this under here. So this is your opportunity to decide where we're going to go with this.
I don't know anything about this.
Okay? Well, that's the problem. You can't sit and tell me that you don't know anything about it when the whole way we got here was by you telling somebody that this is what happened.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's the thing that I missed. She's the one that told the mom that her son was killed, and now all of a sudden she doesn't know nothing about it.
Yeah, all of that is made up because I didn't say that to anybody.
Oh, so now it's made up. Okay.
Well, that's not made.
I honestly thought she's just going to shift the blame on somebody else.
But despite the pressure, she doesn't budge and continues to deny any involvement. That's when detectives slide photos from the crawl space across the table. And apparently, this is her first time seeing what's been under her own apartment. Quite the surprise for someone who's been living right above it all along.
Exactly, that's what I've been saying.
What the hell is that?
You tell me. It's under your house.
I'm sorry, but I know this isn't a funny subject, but it's so funny to me how bad she's at playing that she doesn't know anything about it. I'm so sorry, it's such bad acting.
That looks like 2 pieces of wood, dude. Like,
You're right. You are absolutely right. This looks like 2 pieces of wood. What is this?
Look at her face. I think she's disgusted at seeing the photos, and not because of what she did. I think she's disgusted because she knows that she's being caught and because she's going to have to go to prison.
Do I look like I'm a criminal?
Did we say that?
No.
We didn't say that, did we?
I'm not saying you said
We
that.
never accused you of being a criminal. We haven't made any comments
I would
on-
like my
on
lawyer
you.
then.
Whatever story Casey is sticking to, it doesn't change what investigators already know. By the end of it, she is charged as an accessory to the crime and taken to jail. But later,
Accessory of a crime. I, in my heart, believe she is the main person who committed the crime. I know it might have been the guy, but I think it's her. That look on her face is the look of someone that's guilty.
that night, something changes. Detectives receive word from Casey's new boyfriend that she has called him from jail and said she's ready to talk.
At least she has better hair now.
Before long, investigators are back in the interview room, sitting across from her once again.
All right, Cassie. Well, we were contacted by your boyfriend, and he told us that you would like to speak to us.
Yeah.
I just want to confirm that is correct, that you would like to speak to us. Okay. Do you understand that before you asked for an attorney, right?
Yeah.
And do you understand that all those rights still apply to you?
Yeah.
Okay. With that being said, would you like to speak to us now?
Yeah.
Okay. What can we...
Do you think she's about to tell the truth? To me, I think she had a bit of time to invent a story and she's going to try to sell the cops that story so she can get out of there. Watch her shift the blame on her boyfriend.
do for you? How can we help you? Or what you're able to say?
No, you probably can't help me. I just know that I don't want these charges placed on me because...
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? She's going to shift the blame on someone else. I knew it. I knew it.
I did not do this.
During the second interview, Casey starts giving more context. She tells detectives that Leroy is the father of her children and that they've had an on and off relationship.
Oh no, she has kids. This actually breaks my heart. When kids are involved in cases like this, it breaks my heart so much because no kid should ever have to go through stuff like that. Have their parents taken away, have their parents be murderers, and also have to live in those filthy, filthy places. A messy home is so different from a dirty home, and if you can't keep a home somewhat clean, do not have kids. And if you're gonna murder someone, do not have kids.
For years. She says she met Carl through him. But it's in the details she shares next that start pointing toward a possible motive.
There was one night he was talking about him and KJ were having problems, and that he thought KJ was a rat. It was working with cops and that it needed to be taken care of.
Okay.
And the next
And she took care of it and then hid the body in the basement and poured cement over it.
thing I knew, I was coming home from work. He was in my apartment, and KJ was already dead in my bedroom.
Oh, so you already knew that he was dead in your bedroom, but you didn't know that he was buried in your basement. something don't add up.
And he forced me to help him move KJ.
Casey finally begins to tell detectives what they've been trying to get from her all along. But even now, it's hard to tell how much of the truth she's actually revealing.
Do you know
Exactly, because I really do believe that she is lying. I think she's the one who killed AJ.
what had happened?
No. I know I seen a bag over KJ's head.
What kind of bag?
I don't know. It's just a bag. The white bags.
Like a white plastic sack?
Yeah. I don't know, like a white Walmart bag.
Like a grocery type bag? Okay.
You know,
Ugh, it disgusts me so much the way she's acting like she's a victim in this. Does she really think she's gonna get away with it?
It's okay, take a little time.
I don't know, dude. I never thought that this would be my life. I never thought that anything that has unfolded in my life would be my life.
I mean, you have choices. You can choose whether you want to be a piece of shit and kill people, or you can choose to manage your anger issues or whatever is going on in your head and go get help if you need help instead of hurting others. Just saying.
It is. And it's all from a man that I should have stayed far, far away from.
Are we talking about Leroy?
Yeah.
Casey talks about how messy and violent things had become between her and Leroy. But detectives don't stay there for long. They pull her back to the part she's been avoiding.
So and I hate to kind of come back to something really traumatic, but let's talk about, you say Leroy made you help move KJ down under there.
He couldn't move him by himself.
Okay.
I believe that she's the one who could move KJ and then she needed Leroy's help. I think it was the other way around.
I told him I didn't want to.
Okay.
I tried to leave. He grabbed my arm.
So did you guys pick him up and put him down there?
He forced me to drag him.
Drag him? Was there blood anywhere?
No, I didn't see any blood anywhere.
But there was blood on the floor.
Weapons, like anything at all, from knives to baseball bats or anything?
I have weapons all over my house.
Did any?
Again, if you have kids, don't have weapons all over your house, especially in that mess that was in that house. I don't think she knew where she put all of her weapons, and I bet you that the kids had access to all of them. Because she doesn't look like someone who would care where she puts her weapons.
No appear to have been used.
No.
Guns? Oh my god. Guns in a home with children. I know that America has this thing where guns are allowed, but I could not own a gun in a home where I knew I had a kid. Except if I had like a super extra mega safe space where I would know my kid could not reach.
How did the cement and all that stuff get down there? I know we showed you the photograph. How did all that end up down there?
Because he thought it would be smart to cover him in cement.
Leroy did?
Yeah.
And how long did that take? Did he go and do that night? Or that day? Did he do it over the course of a few days?
I think he did it the next day.
As the interview goes on, detectives keep pressing for more details. But Casey seems more concerned about what's going to happen to her than what happened to Carl.
Is this going to help me any?
Exactly, that's what I've been saying. She is giving a confession to help her in any way. I do not believe one word that's coming out of this woman's mouth right now. I know I might be wrong, but I do not believe anything that she's saying. Also, have you seen how she's always like kind of closing her eyes and trying to think and seem like she's crying and so broken about it? Oh, it's so fake. It's so fake.
We'll be 100% frank with you. The charge that we are charging tonight is not going to go away, okay? That being said, we will get a greater understanding of what actually happened and how involved you actually were. This is obviously a very serious situation.
I know it's serious, yeah.
I know. Okay. So, and we don't want to lie to you.
And the thing that hurts the most about this case is the kids that are going to now lose their mother because she's going to jail, and the mother that lost a son. And my heart goes out to the victim's family.
You know, we could just lie and say, you can tell us this and everything will go away. Unfortunately, that's just not the truth. Yeah, that's just not the truth. Okay.
I didn't want a role in it.
The more they talk, the more it becomes.
Then why did you take a role in it? You have choices. If I ever go home and there's someone in my home asking me to help them drag a body, I am running the other way and calling the police immediately. That's what you should have done. But, I mean...
Becomes clear Casey isn't willing to say much unless she knows what she's getting in return.
Let's try to do just a linear timeline of what happened that day. Okay? You had mentioned, and I'll help, okay? And you correct me if anything I'm saying is wrong. You said that Leroy was upset because he thought KJ was snitching or ratting to the police. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Was that before all of this happened?
Yeah.
And you said that he said something like it had to be dealt with. I don't want to be putting words in your mouth, okay? So if I'm wrong, please correct me.
No, that's not at all what I said, man.
Okay, I thought you said something along those lines. Maybe I'm mistaken. So what did he say?
Now I'm just like confusing myself.
Of course you're confusing yourself because it's a made-up story and she's mixing up the timelines and the people, and she doesn't even know what she's talking about.
But I just know I didn't do this.
Casey eventually shuts down and refuses to say anything more. Not long after, forensic results come back, confirming the remains are Carl's. While that investigation moves forward, detectives head to the Jefferson County Detention Center, where Leroy is already sitting in jail on attempted murder charges from a different case.
How you doing this morning? All right. We're detectives with the Aurora Police Department. We're at the Major Crime Section, okay? Now, because I do have you here, I am required to read you your rights, okay? And I assume you've been through that before and you kind of understand how that works. It's because you're in custody and I'm going to ask you some questions, okay? Are you cool with that?
I don't know. Last time I talked to cops, I ended up here.
If that's the case, I'll just go ahead and lay it out to you, okay? We're currently investigating a situation at the mother of your children's apartment, and that's Casey, right? Okay?
Oh, those poor kids. Their dad's in jail, their mom's going to jail now as well. I feel so bad for the kids, man.
And we are actually in the process of serving a search warrant there. Basically, we got some information which led us to get this search warrant and go into the apartment. All right. Now, I would like to ask you some things about that. That's why we're here. Okay.
Once his rights are read, detectives slide a photo of Carl across the table, paying close attention to his reaction.
Yeah, I know this.
Okay. Who is it?
It's KJ.
KJ? Who is KJ to you?
Yeah, he was one of my friends.
Okay.
I don't know why he wasn't put in jail from the first homicide attempt. Ah, man.
He's been missing. We're trying to find out what's going on with him, okay? So, last time you saw him, do you know about when that was?
I don't. It's been a while, like a year.
Okay.
What does that have to do? I knew what's going on, so.
Okay. Well, we're basically investigating his disappearance. Okay, we're the Major Crime Section.
Sorry, I don't know if I'm too sleepy, but as I understood, by the time he disappeared, wasn't Leroy already in jail? No, I don't think so. Then they wouldn't question him, right?
Investigate missing persons and all
I should drink another coffee.
sides. Okay, so we're
The fact that
investigating.
I was in here for talking to a cop, I'm sorry? As in the fact that I'm going to be in charge of something I didn't do for a confidential cop, I think I'm done. Okay. Yeah. Because I literally was...
Oh, I do think he is very involved in this as well. I don't think he's the main person who did something to KJ, but he definitely is involved in this by the way he's reacting.
Helpful as the cop I talked to, and I'm going to face the majority of those charges. Okay. Something I didn't do, so...
Well, I don't have anything to do with that, okay?
I know, but still, I think I'm done.
Leroy refuses to talk and gives detectives nothing during the interview. But by this point, investigators believe the evidence is already stacking up against him. Sierra's judges had identified Leroy as the person responsible for Carl's death long before detectives ever uncovered the body.
I think that was just her planting a seed from the beginning. I really in my heart believe that she's the main killer.
And Casey's statements also strengthen those claims in their interview. Combined with the forensic evidence recovered from the apartment, authorities move forward with murder charges against him.
Well, we kind of were saying initially we just give you another chance to kind of tell us about what happened that day. And then from there, we can ask some more questions.
I don't remember why he didn't come over that evening, but all I really remember is that Leroy had a 9mm on him. And he pointed it out, he said, and do what he said.
So Leroy pointed a gun at you, the 9mm, and said, "You're going to do what he says."
Do you guys believe this? Do you actually believe her? I don't know. I'm not a detective, but I don't believe her. Also, I've linked the original video in the description if you want to go and take a look at that as well. And leave them a like as well.
So you answered the door for KJ?
Yeah, he told me to bring KJ.
Okay. Was Leroy hiding? Was he in the back? Was he...
No, he was hiding in the corner. Because they entered through my back door.
So Leroy's hiding here. All right, and then KJ comes in this sliding door here.
Yeah, he told me to let him in and to lock the door behind him.
Okay. And then what?
And then I brought KJ in, I'm pretty sure. I was like, "Hey, do you want to smoke?" And that's when we...
I like how even in the depiction pictures that they made, they painted all the mess that was in the home as well and all the filth. So it's really
I walked past Leroy and Leroy had my 20 gauge in his hand.
Okay, so now at this point he doesn't have
He doesn't have the
9mm anymore. He's got a 20 gauge shotgun.
Yeah.
And remind me, that was also in the apartment, was it not?
Yes, that was mine. He brought KJ back, told him not to do anything stupid, and...
So he's pointing the gun at KJ. Okay, and what is KJ doing when he's doing that?
Kind of just sitting there, and Leroy walked around and got behind him in the living room and told him to go back in the bedroom.
And is that your bedroom?
I really can't believe kids are living in it. I know I'm talking about this so much, but I feel so bad for those kids.
That's all the way at the end of the hall. Okay. And I know this is probably really hard to pick, but after they went into the back bedroom, then what?
Pretty much just like tormented him for hours.
Casey doesn't hold back anything and walks detectives through the entire night, how the situation escalated, what Leroy did, and how everything that followed led to Carl being buried beneath her apartment.
Did you see any of that?
I seen him.
Where did he hit him?
Exactly. I knew that there was music playing.
Did you hear KJ scream, yell, or anything like that?
The music was playing really loud.
Did Leroy come and go?
So they played music so that people outside wouldn't hear him screaming or them hitting him with a hammer or shooting him. That's crazy.
Out of the room, or was he back there the entire?
This was premeditated for a long time, I'm sure, because they had music playing, they had a plan. I don't think it was something that just happened.
Okay, I'll ask first. Did you ever hear any gunshots?
No. I'm pretty sure he hit KJ with the gun once.
Okay.
Before the hammer.
And what makes you think that?
I just remember that.
Okay. So you saw that?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Like I said, obviously.
She doesn't remember where Leroy hit KJ with a hammer, but she does remember that she hit him with a gun and she saw them. If you saw them, then you saw what happened. I don't know. Maybe your brain just shuts down in these type of situations and you tend to forget stuff, but I think her story is just very fabricated. But I don't know.
I was really high.
Do you recall what kind of things he was saying?
Okay, so drugs were involved. Okay.
He was trying to get out of him that KJ was working with the feds.
Okay. So Leroy thought that KJ was working with the government or the police or something like that.
Believing Carl was working with the feds, Leroy allegedly spent the entire night trying to force the truth out of him. But it's what she describes next that is far worse than any.
I'm so sorry for KJ. That man's fear that he must have felt before he passed. Oh my god, I can't imagine it. It must have been torture.
Anything they expected to hear.
I walked back there and all I seen was KJ on the right side of my toilet, and Leroy had a wire wrapped around his neck and he was pulling on it from my bathroom, like my shower. It was wrapped around the shower.
Okay, so KJ is being pulled around the neck with this wire, and that wire is wrapped around the shower head, the shower curtain?
Shower door.
Shower door, okay. So at that point, did KJ look like he was still alive? No? Alright.
I also don't understand why killers have this thing that after the body is already not alive anymore, they still have to torture it. What's the reason behind that?
And what made, and I'm sorry, I know this is tough.
What made me think
What made
that?
you think he was dead? Or how did you know?
Because clearly that's what Leroy wanted that night, was to kill him.
He just killed his best friend. I was pretty scared. I was scared for my life. And sitting there telling me he was going to beat me. And all I'm thinking about is my children are about to wake up and he's making me clean up blood from his best friend.
The kids were inside the house the whole entire time? This is insane. This is insane. Oh my god, I can't believe it.
So I was pretty scared.
Casey describes Leroy wrapping Carl's body in a white mattress.
Imagine if one of the kids woke up to want to go to the toilet and they would see this. Would they have done this to the kid as well? To hide what they did so they don't have any witnesses? I don't want to think about it. Oh my gosh.
Cover before forcing her to help move it into the crawl space beneath the apartment. And once the body was hidden, Leroy handled everything else himself.
So now KJ is under the crawl space, and you said Leroy left and didn't come back for, I think initially you said a couple days. How long do you think it was?
I really can't remember. I know that it was like 2 or 3 days until he covered it up.
Okay. And what did he bring with him to do that?
Like 3 bags of concrete. His work was already at my.
Okay, now I do believe that I was wrong the whole entire video. Maybe she is not the head of the murder. I think that this story is the real, true events that happened.
So, pretty sure everything you needed was already there.
Gotcha. So after he did that, and do you know about how long that took him to do that? Did he say anything to you after that? What was his demeanor after all that?
He said that we're not going to talk about this.
Did he make any threats then?
Yeah, he hurt me. He found out. And he said people were watching me.
Okay.
And people knew in case I did let anyone know.
The interview is nearly.
Even though she was just an accessory to the murder, I don't think she should just get out of this.
The interview is nearly over when detectives decide to ask her one last question.
When we spoke to you the second time, last time when we were taking you over to the jail, and you gave us kind of a better account of what happened, why not give us the whole story then?
I'm so scared.
Okay. I'm scared of what?
What was going to happen to me, my safety, my kids' safety. And Leroy still knows where my kids are.
I only believe she was scared that she's going to end up in jail. that's all she was scared of, nothing else. Because if she cared about those children, she would have done something way before that happened. And if she was so scared of that man, and I know how hard it is to leave an abusive relationship. It takes so many years for some women. But as soon as there are kids involved, you just gotta get out.
And that didn't really put me past him, that he wouldn't do something to hurt them.
In the end, Casey's cooperation works in her favor. She accepts a deal, pleads guilty to being an accessory, and receives a deferred judgment.
Okay, so I judged her very poorly from the beginning. I honestly believed that she was the main perpetrator. Holy my light just fell and it scared the crap out of me.
Judgment, allowing her to walk free. But none of this would have happened without Carl's mother, whose determination.
Okay, so she's allowed to be with her kids. I'm so sorry that I thought she's the main perpetrator in the whole situation. I judged her very poorly, and that was very mean of me. I did not know the situation. But yeah, that's why I do these reactions without watching the videos, because I want to debate in the comments in the beginning who you think is the main perpetrator and who I think it is, and all these things. Yeah.
To keep searching for answers ultimately pushed this case toward the truth. Meanwhile, Leroy's case goes in a different direction as the trial gets closer.
I hope that man rots in jail.
He pleads guilty to second-degree murder, and in April 2025, he is sentenced to 30 years in prison.
Okay, so 30 years in prison, I think, is very little for taking a human being's life and all the pain that you have caused, all his family and all these other people, the traumas. Yeah, let me know what you think about this case in the comments, you guys. Also, go to the original video and give a like there as well. I will credit them and link the video down in the description, as I already said. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video to support me and my channel. And I promise you, not all of my videos will be this bad. I'm very sleepy, so I wasn't really able to pay too much attention. I hope I will see you in the next video, which will be much better than this one. Also, if you have any suggestions of any videos you want me to react to or to watch, just tell me in the comments, or I will link my email address and you can send those videos to my email address. Take care of yourselves, clean your homes, and go drink some water. Stay hydrated. Bye!